What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails of Cold Steel. Last time we started our first day of field study at the Guerrilla Fortress, and we got to learn about what the art of war really is. And the students are feeling a little disheartened because it's like all their individual stuff that they've learned, all their skills, seems pointless when war will mostly be carried out in the form of like battle tanks and very strong weapons. It doesn't really have any place for their individual skills. So that's something they had to learn, is basically whoever has the bigger gun is going to win. It doesn't matter how good you are at your individual craft. If their power or the weapon they're using is stronger than your weapon, that's all it's going to come down to. So that's something they had to learn. But we're going to be starting our second day, it seems, here at Guerrilla Fortress, the final day of our field study. And I guess we'll see what happens. So let's continue. Interesting, it didn't say field study day 4. Right, and the engineers had to outfit all these tanks with something last night, something called C units. Guerrilla Fortress. Oh, you can see the tower in the distance, and that's where Crossbell is. We got to see a look of this when we were playing Zero. After what seemed like enough adventure to fill a week, we reached the final day of our field study. Over in Crossbell State, they were busy preparing today's keynote session at the trade conference. We spent the morning running through Imperial Army physical fitness program alongside some soldiers, and after completing it, no easy task, I might add, we sat down to a lukewarm redux of yesterday's lunch. That afternoon, during our special military science lecture, we were presented with a confidential report on the terrorists. The Imperial Liberation Front is in Crossbell? That's right, or at least that's what the Intelligence Division believes. It looks like a known terrorist organization from the Calvard Republic has turned up in Crossbell too. Oh, that's great. So, obviously things we'll learn about when we play Azure here in a couple months. The situation over there is pretty touch and go right now. Oh no. What are the authorities doing? Everything they can, naturally. However, operations are being handled solely by the Intelligence Division. They refuse to tell the Imperial Army anything, just that they have a trusted ally taking care of things. What does that mean? But who does the Intelligence Division trust? You gotta know something about this, right, Short Stack? Well, I do, but I really can't tell you anything. I guess it's not a breach of confidentiality to tell you they're a really strong bunch. Oh, is it the SSS? I guess it's a really strong bunch, though. Still pretty vague. I've got a few ideas. Yeah, I'm gonna guess they're talking about the SSS over in Crossbell. So, whatever we end up doing with Lloyd and the others in the sequel to Zero. Basically, all things we'll learn about when we play that. Which is kind of fun, you know. You get to see one side of what's happening here, but then at the same time, it's gonna happen in the other game as well. Anyway, there's not much point in us worrying about that right now. The bigger issue is that our terrorists of the hour, the Imperial Liberation Front, are a bigger crew than we thought. See, it's almost impossible for me not to spoil some things about what happens in Trails to Azure before we actually play it, because unless I was playing both games at the same time and I was like, okay, this is before, let's switch over to this game, there's no real way to like not spoil the other game. So whether you play Azure or Cold Steel 1 first, you know, it's like one thing or the other. But obviously, at this point of the game, we're way past the end of Zero. But yeah, obviously, I'm just not gonna... Anything that the game itself doesn't spoil, like, I'll just wait till we get to Azure itself. Big enough to be in possession of a state-of-the-art military airship, at least. Seriously? An airship? Can we assume Reinford's the manufacturer, then? Correct. Just how something that large found its way into the hands of insurgents is currently unknown. but it seems to be a high-speed model, different from the heavily armored types favored by the Imperial Army. I'd bet it's from the RF-26 series. There are a number of different models within that series, though. But if they have an airship, that means they're going to be a whole lot more difficult to catch, doesn't it? That's exactly what it means. It's basically impossible to keep tabs on them as it is. With an airship in their possession, there's no telling when or where they'll pop up next. That's quite worrying, especially since Prince Oliver is attending the conference. And Toa's in Crossbell right now, too. Yeah. Damn, now you've got me worrying. Oh, take it easy. I don't think you have anything to worry about with Gramps and Lecter over there. Well, that aside, if the terrorist attention is currently focused on Crossbell, does that mean the Empire is effectively safe right now? You raise a good point, Laura. They did target Princess Alphen during the summer festival last month. It's possible it's just a feint. Maybe they just want us to believe they're targeting the Chancellor. The RMP thought so too, which is why they've increased security level here at home. The Emperor and everyone else connected to the Imperial family should be safe. They've also beefed up security anywhere that seems short-handed. But as well prepared as ever, I see. At any rate, you finally uncovered some information about the terrorist identities, correct? That's right, though once again, we have the intelligence division to thank for that. If you turn your attention to the screen, please. Well, once you move out of the way. Gideon? I know that face. G. It's the man who kidnapped Princess Alphen and Elise in Heimdallar. Not to mention he tried to start a war with Calvert in the Nord Highlands. So, who is he? His full name is Michael Gideon. He used to be an assistant professor at the Imperial Academy in Heimdallar. That man a teacher? So, an academic. Right, his focus was political philosophy. 3 years ago, he was dismissed from his position due to his intense criticism of Chancellor Osborne's hardline policies. Oh. So getting laid off set him on the road to terrorism? Well, it sounds like the actual reason he was let go was because he was handing out tracts and flyers in public. You'll find these kinds of idealists at the heart of the most terrorist groups, though. In sending a group with their core ideology, they twist it to be even more militant and radical. You can't even reason with them either. Yeah, they just don't know when to give up. Sounds like some other groups I know. So, do we know anything about the others? We crossed paths with what I can only assume were 3 other key members last month in Heimdallar. Yes, S, V, and C. It seems like they haven't been able to dig up much on those 3 yet. Their strongest lead right now is V may have belonged to a Jaeger corps. Interesting. He was toting around this machine gun that looked like it should have been mounted on a vehicle. Did he seem at all familiar to you, Fee? Not really. He knew her Jaeger name. They're working on narrowing down the identity of S too, but it's too early to make any informed statements. The real unknown is their leader, C. The one in the visored helmet. I heard he was able to go toe-to-toe with Reed, Laura, and Fee simultaneously. I almost find that hard to believe. I don't. I imagine there are plenty of people in their Empire who could do so. It goes without saying the Radiant Blade Master could fend 3 of us off without much of a problem. But I'd bet good Mira, Instructor Sarah, and Major Neidhart could do it too. I can't say for certain. Ha! Look at Mr. Modesty over here. The Major here is widely held to be one of the strongest up-and-coming officers in the entire... Is this really what this conversation has turned into? I've heard people mention him right alongside Major Vander. Laying it on a little thick today, aren't we? Going by the family name, it seems safe to assume he's a practitioner of the Vander style of swordsmanship. No doubt a relative of Lieutenant General Vander from Zender Gate. Ahem, while I would question whether I can stand on equal footing with him, Major Vander is unquestionably strong. He was my classmate during my military academy years, and quite close to Prince Oliver as well, talking about Mueller, obviously. In fact, he's in Crossbell right now, serving as the prince's bodyguard. Whoa. Well, that's reassuring to know. But getting back to the point, it's not just see we know very little about the group as a whole. Even their source of funding is a mystery, so even if they're a no-show in Crossbell, I doubt we've heard the last of them. And call it a coincidence or fate, but you put the kibosh on their screams twice now. It's entirely possible they've come to hold a personal grudge against you, so be careful. Right. Yeah, we'll be sure to keep that in mind. Eventually, the afternoon series of special lectures came to an end, and it was finally time to get a peek at Gorelia Fortress's infamous railway guns. Alright. 3:30 in the afternoon. Day's going by pretty quick. You'll now be shown to the area where the railway guns are housed. All of what you're about to see is highly classified. I presume you're aware of the protocol surrounding confidential intel. Yes, instructor. I'm getting kind of nervous. Me too. Guys, it's just the railway guns. I've seen them before. They're nothing to get all excited over. Orion, this part of the field study isn't mandatory for you. If you'd like to stay here and wait for us, that'd be more than okay. Geez, I'm just kidding. I don't want to be the only one left behind. Honestly. Excuse me a moment. This is Neidhart speaking. Yes, hello, Commander Walter. Wait, Bueller wants to speak to me? Of course, put him through. What could you possibly be calling at a time like this? What? What's happening? Huh. Is he taking a call from someone outside the fortress on his Arcus? Sure looks that way. Understood. We'll be on alert here as well. Yes, right. Take care out there. Did something happen in Crossbell? I'm afraid so. A short while ago, the skyscraper where the conference is taking place came under attack by the Imperial Liberation Front. The attack was carried out via airship. Fortunately, they were able to repel the terrorists, and Prince Oliver, Chancellor Osborne, and others are unharmed. However, it's too early to tell if the danger is truly past. They really did attack the conference. How foolish. But that's not all, is it? Something else strange happened. What was it? The terrorists were somehow able to gain access to the orbital net and manipulate the shutters that partition the building. Furthermore, they had with them a force of mechanical monsters. I don't like the sound of that. You found something like that in Legram, right? Yeah, we ran into one on the highway there. And they broke into the orbital net. Major, how much of the Gorelia Fortress is connected to the network? At present, it's only used for inventory and equipment managed by the maintenance staff. Apparently not. What was that? A tremor? It came from right below us. Below the hangar. The tanks that were outfitted with those C units? Was that all part of the plan? What the hell? The accents. Ugh. What happened here? They just started moving. No one's inside. They just started moving on their own. Did the C unit start malfunctioning? No, they couldn't have. What's a C unit? It's an automatic control unit we put on vehicles that are going to serve as targets in military exercises. How did C units end up attached to our most advanced tanks? This is really bad. Ugh. I'm going to assess the situation. I need you here to help fight the fires and assist the injured maintenance staff. Yes, sir. Please be careful out there. Well, this is a problem. These tanks should be making short work of these, like, soldiers just walking around. This is crazy. Hold on a minute. Are automatic control systems really capable of that level of advanced maneuvering? No, they're definitely not. Our current technology isn't capable of anything nearly this advanced. But if you were to apply the tech used in the Archaisms, it suddenly becomes a whole lot more possible. Instructor, are you saying the Society might be involved in this? I'd say it's looking more likely by the minute. What are they? Isn't that the proving ground we visited visited yesterday out that way? Just what are they planning? What in Eidos name is going on here? Why are there unmanned tanks roving around blasting the hell out of this base on their own? Well, it seems that last night headquarters sent an order to the engineers to fit those tanks with C units. Preposterous, I gave no such order. But never mind that, right now we need to focus on extinguishing the fires and quelling the confusion. And send a request for assistance to the 4th Armored Division. Arg. What should we do? I can't see us being able to catch up to them without a horse at the very least. What's their goal? What are they trying to accomplish here? Whatever it is, they definitely have some kind of game plan. We can't just stand aside and do nothing. Leave this to us! Isn't that Dad? Look at him standing on the tank like that. Really keeping his balance pretty well, considering he's not holding on to anything. Especially with that short stop. General, HQ's apprised me of the situation. Leave those Rose tanks to us. We can't rule out the possibility they're a diversion. I want you all to stay here. Understood, sir. Thank you, General. Be careful, Dad. You too, Elliot. 4th Armored Division advance. Take out those out-of-control tanks by any means necessary. Our opponents are unmanned. There's no need to hold back. Yes, General. Wow, your dad's really something else, Elliot. Hee, I admit, he is pretty cool when he takes charge like that. Well, it seems like we no longer need to worry about those tanks, at least. But what are they after? That's the question of the hour, isn't it? We can't let our guard down just yet. Might I suggest we fall back to the fortress, Major? A prudent move, after we assess the level of damage inside. Hey, aren't those... What in the... More of those airships. The Imperial Liberation Front. Wow, there's 2 of them. There's no way we could have known they had another force lying in wait. Ah! The hangar! Do they seriously think they can breach an impenetrable fortress? They're just terrorists. Wipe them out. Well, they're dead. That guy might still be alive. Yeah. Ugh, what's the Imperial Liberation Front doing here? I thought they were in Crossbell. So is it a side attraction? A sword. Oh god, yeah, they're all dead. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, but you just murdered all those innocent military people. Oh. They're going for the left and the right wings. Shit. It's the railway guns they're after. No. They're gonna fire them at the trade conference where the Chancellor is? If a shot from the railway guns hits that building, it'd blow the place to smithereens. So that's what they're after? This situation has escalated far beyond the scope of your field study. I want you all to stand by here. No way. We can't just stand idle while these insurgents run amok. If you won't take us with you, then we'll take action ourselves. Look, time's one luxury we don't have. I think it's best to have them help us. Listen up, we're going back into the fortress. Groups A and B, you're with me. Let's do this. Septine calendar, 1204. 831. Eastern edge of the Erebonian Empire. Corellia Fortress military training ground. Yup, and here we are. We are officially back to where the game began. If you can remember that far back, however many videos it's been at this point. Yep, this is literally the intro scene of the game. Look at how far we've come since that first scene. There he is. However, the one major difference here is that we're wearing different clothes here. I think I remember in the prologue we still had the red outfits on. I also don't recall if in the prologue if Crow and Milliam were with us.
一体何がむごいな硝煙の匂い火薬も使われている
どうやら完全に隙を突かれたようだな戦車の暴走も含めて全ておとりか
ええやはり狙いは2門の列車砲クロスベルの通商会議を本気で狙うつもりでしょ
そんな
正気かやはり狙いは鉄血宰相の首ということか
愚かなここまでの防御に出るとちょっとまずいかもね
まずいっつうか時間がありません俺たちも協力させてください列車砲が起動する前に何としても彼らを止めましょう
リーンそうだよね僕たちも頑張らないと
ああこんな暴挙を見過ごせるものか
やれやれ止めても無駄みたいねリーン以下 A 班このまま私についてきなさい B 班は少佐の指揮に従うこと
それぞれ二手に分かれて右翼と左翼の列車砲を抑える
Sounds like a plan.
これは訓練ではない実戦だくれぐれも気を引き締めるがいい了解しましたとある士官学院特化クラス7組
And here's the speech from the beginning.
列車砲の起動を食い止めるべくこれよりミッションを開始する日頃の成果を見せるときだ全力で教官たちをサポートするぞはい
Instructor Sarah joined the party. While she is assigned to active battle party, the number of support members is increased to 3. You can now use the burst link attack. Oh yeah, so instead of rush where it's like 2 people, this will be your whole party attacking at once. And now we can get up to 5 brave points. And there you go, there's Instructor Sarah. Can we mess with her ordnance? We can. We'll leave what she has on, though. She actually has some good stuff on here. You can't change her master quartz, though.
私の番ね。行きます。任せるがよい。行くぞ。
I mean, we were able to use her in the prologue, too, so that much is still the same. But, yeah. So we are officially back to where we were when we started the game. I'm not usually a huge fan of stuff like that. Like, I like how it, you know, kind of gives you a taste as to where the characters will be later. But it also does spoil quite a number of things, and you'll know what to kind of expect. Like, obviously, once you know that you're going to Gorelia Fortress, like, pretty much when we were leaving Legram to go here, we knew that this event was going to happen.
実習の時に現れた機械仕掛けの魔獣か。話は後、とっとと片付けるわよ。
了解。
Let's do it.
自然のパレスタイン、マイル、任せなさい。私の番だな。
That'll work. Get out of here.
行くぞ。
私の番ですね。アークス、駆動、任
So
せ
the
なさい。
society is backing the Imperial Liberation Front with these archaisms.
私の番だな。はい。アークス、駆動。
行くぞ。今だ。
スキアリ。
これで終わりだ。
ええ。アークス、駆動。それ。
ありがとう。
よっ。任せるがよい。
That does help.
後期。スキアリ。とどめ。八王の力見せてもらったぞ。
まだまだ未熟だけどね。
Alright, that takes care of that.
間違いない。あの時の魔獣と同じタイプだ。どうやら要塞内に大量に放たれているらしいな。さっきの兵士たちを襲ったのもこいつらだろう。
はい。やっぱり魔獣というより動力駆動の人形兵器かな。
人形兵器。
教官も言っていたが、それが本当の名前なのか。ええ、とある連中が作った使い捨ての厄介な兵器だね。慎重に、迅速に先を急ぐわよ。
承知。
At least Milliam isn't acting silly right now. Unfortunately, we can't use the beds. I mean, there's a healing point right behind, so.
これは
爆発物で破壊したみたいね。他のルートを探すわよ。
Oh, so we'll have to go up that way. At least it's not like, I mean, obviously, at least the way that this game does it is not at the end of the game. Like, a lot of RPGs or just games in general will have something like this where they show you, like, the end of the game, and then you go back to the beginning and then play to the end. Like, one example I can think of is Final Fantasy 15 does that. The, like, intro scene shows you, like, right before the final battle, and then you play through the whole game, and then you get to that point. So at least this game doesn't do it exactly like that. It is pretty late game, but we still have quite a while to go.
私の番だな。
So at least like the start of the game doesn't spoil the entire game.
私の番ですね。任せなさい。
俺の番だ。
私の番。殲滅完了。やりました。
What level is Sarah? She's 7 levels higher, which makes sense because they're just generally doing that, being like, oh, this character is this much stronger than the rest of your party. Do we still have, yeah, it should still show chests on the map. I guess there's just no chests in here.
Yeah. 人形兵器が徘徊しているみたいだね。
Ningyo Heiki is archaism.
自然のバレスタイン。
え、
Judgment Bolto.
参る。
行くぞ。
崩したぞ。
やれ。
私の番ね。
アークス。
俺の番だ。
私の番。
殲滅完了。
まあこんなものか。やったか。
Savage Fang. Cool. What do you have for arts? Alright, that's fine.
さあ、任せてくれがよい。今よ。続きます。
参る。
行きます。そこです。任せ。崩したぞ。行くぞ。リン。
任せてくれ。
八王の
That probably wasn't necessary. Is this where we want to go? Huh. That's one of the terrorist airships. I don't see any of them around. But why would they leave it unattended? Get back! Lemmy! It was a trap. They blew up their own aircraft. That was too close. Looks like it must have been rigged to blow. Thank you, Milliam. Right, your quick thinking really saved our skins. Hee, you're welcome. Why set it here, though? It's not like this is the most effective place to put a trap. No idea, but I'm sure it all plays into their plan somehow. Anyway, let's save the big picture questions for later. We need to stop them from firing those railway guns. Right, let's move. I don't intend letting those criminals have their way. Damn. How dare they? I guess we'll just go out this way.
破壊されたゲートの向こうに来たようだな。
要塞の奥は右手か。このまま進むとしよう。
Up, Fortress Crossbell side. That's where we need to be. We obviously didn't do all this in the prologue. It was much simpler.
くぞ。せい。
俺の番だな。
任せなさい。チャンス続きます。そろそろ安全みたいです。さすが委員長、頼りになるわね。
Alright, let's keep moving.
回復装置だ。外への出口もあるみたいですけど。
多分外回廊ね。みんなついてきなさい。
I feel like we're probably not going to have a lot of freedom once we go through this door, because it'll probably lead to what happens in the prologue, where we go outside and fight those two archasms, and then we see that the cannons are about to fire. So I think this is a good stopping point. So next time we're going to run through these doors and see what we didn't get to see at the beginning of the game with the railway cannons seeming like they're going to fire. So that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.